Hello, good evening and happy Sunday. Nice to be back here again. And I don't know about you, but how the weeks fly by. We're well over halfway through the month now, racing towards Christmas. And who else is ready for Christmas? No, don't think so. Anyway, what are we going to do tonight? We're going to be making some tags. Oh, there we go. That's just saying that I'm live where I should be. Just to see what these lights are showing up here. That should be okay. There we go. So let me get you down onto the table and see what we're going to do. So I thought about tags. Now I have a box in my cupboard that is I've labelled, when I was doing some clearing up, I've labelled as inspiration station. And we've got box 1 and we've got box 2. So I had a rummage through there and I found these little tags, note cards. I just thought we don't do these. Hi Anne, nice to see you. We don't do these acetate boxes anymore, and we don't do the cards that size. But I had a fabulous chart that I used to do. Can't find my templates. I've got a bag full of templates and I really just don't know where they are at the moment. But these were just some cute little tags that I did, and I thought, oh, that'd be good just to do some tags this evening. Now these can be done from an A4 sheet of card, and I can get 6 out of a sheet. So I thought, well, I could show you how to cut these so that you can get ahead, and then after that I'm going to use our note cards and do something with those. So let's crack on with this and let's make some tags that are this kind of size, folded over ones, and see what we can do with those. I am winging it tonight. It's another wing it, so yeah, anything goes, but at least I got a subject matter before I came live. Sorry, I was racing around the house earlier. I left my phone on charge upstairs because the other one downstairs was taking charge on the iPad. So that was why that's all gone haywire. So I was trying to get everything sorted and plugged in. So I'm going to take a sheet of my thick basic white card. Now this is where I think, where did I leave my trimmer? It's probably gone away over there. Let's first step up. There's that one. Okay, let's go. So we are going to cut this down. Those of you who know the Americans, the Imperial people, I'm just going to have to leave you to it for a minute. I haven't worked these out in inches, but if you work on the basis of, I'm going to use the whole width of a sheet of card, so you can probably work it backwards yourself. I'm going to go to 7 centimeters. It's kind of like 2 3/4. So if 2 3/4 goes into 8.5, and the other way double by 11, that's up to you to work out. My brain can't cope with that today. So what I'm going to start off by doing is scoring down the whole length of my card at 7 centimeters. Now we know we've got 21 centimeters across the width here. Okay, so we've got 7 centimeters is where I'm going to score all the way down. Then I'm going to move it along to 14, which is double obviously, and I'm going to cut. So those of you who do maths will know that I've got 7 left. Okay, so we'll deal with the odd bit last. Okay, we'll do these first. So 7 and 7, 14. Now I'm going to turn this round and I'm going to cut it at 7 4 times. Okay, that gives me 28, and we've got a squitty little bit at the end. Hi everybody joining. I've got Lynn, Marilyn, Yvonne, Debbie, and Anne over in New Zealand. Look, hey, so chuffed that you joined me all that distance to tune in. Lovely to see it every live I do, I think. So I'm going to I've done that 4 times and I've got that 7. So there's 4 cards there already, and we've scored those in half. We'll burnish those in a sec, so they're all the same size. So there's 4. And then this piece, because we're 7 this way, we're going to turn it the other way and we're going to kind of repeat it. We're going to score at 7. Okay, and then cut at 14. Okay, and there's another one exactly the same as those, and then we're going to do it again. Get the cutting blade out of the way. Going to score that at 7, and we're going to cut it at 14. So from one sheet of A4 paper, this is all the wastage that I have. There is a score line in the middle of that, but that doesn't matter. We can use that for a sentiment or something. What I tend to do when I get those in my scrap pot, I don't leave that folder on there. I just snip it away. So they just go in the scrap pot. They don't have to worry about scored lines. So there's my box. So that's just gone away and that's gone in the bin. I'll leave those out in case I need them. So that's one way of working out how you do your 7x14. So again, if I do it like this just quickly so that you can take a screenshot if you want. So here we've scored down the middle. So this was our first panel, and then this was our second panel, and then we've scored those in half as well. So they're kind of like that. Okay, so that makes sense for you. So I'll leave that there and just leave that for a sec with my hands out of the way so you can take a photo, and you'll know that's your A4 layout. So if I grab my bone folder and my tweezers while you're taking a screenshot, take them from over there. I've been sitting the opposite side of the desk today. So let's just quickly score those in half. I'm not necessarily going to make all of them, just going to give you some ideas and the cutting diagram really. So any of my customers that are on here, I know there's definitely a couple on here that are in the Global Inspiration Stamp Team group. You'll know that we've just had our presentations. We do this every 2 months out to all of our customers. So they're only the demonstrators that take part. It's just their customers and their team members that go on the group. But you've got all of them on there to go back and view the historical ones. So don't forget to pop back and have a look. So we've got all of these cards here now. If I just snuggle them in together like so, that's where we're going. So stamp sets to use tonight. I didn't really know which ones to go for. The trees are going to be too big to go on there, so we can rule that one out. We've got Snowy Wonder. We have got the truck, but I'm not sure if he's going to be small enough to go on there. So whether we want to put him on there, let's just test for size. We could get away with that, couldn't we? We could get away with him. And we've got the Snowy Wonder, which I know I've used several times. And I've got some images in there. So they're kind of like probably a better size. So let's just try and start with that one first. I'm just trying to keep you Christmassy still. I'm going to just do one thing here because I have this here and I have this here. So we could just start off, because if we're going to use Snowy Wonder, turn the Stamper Arts around the right way up. Now I've been doing some swaps today. I'm doing a demo event tomorrow. I will be travelling to Reading for the event on Tuesday and then travelling back Tuesday night. Hi Maxine and Marilyn. You loved watching, got some good tips. Yeah, I need to catch up on them, the others. So sadly I haven't been able to keep up to date with all of them. I've been doing other things. So this is the Falling Snow stamp set. I've put it on there upside down, but it doesn't matter really which way you go. And I just do a couple of these just so that you can see how this works. Now, if we've got my tape here, my Scotch tape, I'm just going to take a couple of pieces off there and snip that in half. So whatever we tend to do on here, it will, how can I word this? I'm just putting a loop of tape in the middle there because it's the Scotch tape. That will hold it down and that will stop it from jumping up. Okay, I can't tape the sides down because the tape will stop the ink sticking. So I'm going to do another one here, just a little tiny loop, just wrap that round like so, and I'm going to put that underneath just to hold it still. So there's a loop of tape there and a loop of tape there. We want this to be in a suitable position for our snowflakes, so maybe kind of there would do well. So the little loop inside was a tip that I learnt from another demo, whereby she was trying to take photos of her cards for social media, and they keep jumping open like this. So she did it with a post-it note. She folded a post-it note over and stuck it inside so it sticks to here and here, and it held it shut just like this. But I've used my Scotch tape just instead. So let me just do a couple like this. I can put some snowflakes in the background. We only need to ink up the section that's going to be needed for that really. So we'll take that over. And sorry, I've got to dive around the other side again for my hockey puck. Nice air hockey puck. Just press over that, and then I've got some snowflakes on there. Okay, so we'll do a couple like that. I'm going to take off the loop from the back. Okay, put that back down again and put another one on top. Okay, and then take the loop out of the middle. It just did its job nicely. Held it shut, so it's going to go in there, and then that will stay shut as well. So then we're going to go in again with our ink and then close that out. We'll soon see if I didn't ink high enough. Okay, and there we go, we've got snowflakes all over. Now I've discovered today, let me just zoom you in a bit, you seem to be a long way away from me. There you go. Oops, is that enough? There we go, we don't need to see all of those yet. So there's the snowflakes. I found out today I haven't got the re-inker for Balmy Blue, so a little bit of a faux pas there, but luckily I was on a FaceTime with one of my team and she's got a duplicate, so I'm going to buy that off her. So I will have a re-inker for that. I think it needs a bit of re-inking. It's getting quite faint. So that's some snowflakes for you. So I'm going to put those out of the way. Dump that on there. Oops, no, that'll be a landslide. There we go. So we have two with these snowflakes on, and I've got my bone folder, so we do need to just crease these heavily to make sure they lie flat. Okay. I tend to do both sides when they're jumping high. So do all of these. Good little tool, and if you've got cheap plastic ones and you're finding on dark card you're leaving lines behind, that's why, because they're cheap plastic. The bone folders, this is a Stampin' Up one, they do really work well and don't leave those dark lines. So pop that to one side, and that, so we've got two backgrounds stamped, and then we're going to attack the Snow Wonder. Now I've got some in here that have been fussy cut, I've got some more in here that need fussy cutting, and we've got lots of images here. So I'm just going to grab the blocks that I had earlier. Let's just see what I've got here. Probably the ones from last week actually. And that one and that one. So I'm only going to use small images. So I'm going to take this because it's there. And I'm going to take, you know, I keep my little cello bags in here, and if there's any images that can work, Season's Greetings would be great on a note card, wouldn't it? Okay, and we've got some penguins in here, we've got a few trees, so let's just keep some of those out. Then we'll look at those ones later if we need them. Okay, so what could we put for Season's Greetings? We could have some little trees, we could have a little snowbank, we'll make some snowbanks. Here's one that I used previously. I've actually chopped that one down, and we've got a penguin there. Take those out. See what we can make from those. So without just using up the extra pieces that I've stamped previously, we have some images we can use. Now this one is Let It Snow. So because I've got snowflakes on here, I feel that that one kind of needs to be on that card, because we've got snowflakes. I'm just going to lay this down on my grid mat here, and I'm going to make sure that that's in a straight line. Easier for the eye when you've got your stamps lined up properly. Now, because I was playing with this earlier today, whoops, I've got Azure Afternoon. Now that's a nice bright blue colour, so I'm going to use that on here. You love that set. Yeah, you're lost without it. Absolutely. I'm loving it. It's a good one. It was a bit of a gamble for me. I'm just going to stamp this neatly in the corner, straight onto the card. Because note cards, by the time you get to note cards for Christmas, you kind of want to be making them fairly quick. Leaving that nice and straight again. I'm going to do Let It Snow on two of them. Okay. That's that one done. And I think we can do some penguins on there. Just take those out. I'm just going to have another landslide if not. So tweezers. I brought the tweezers over just now. Okay, and my Tombow is here. Just need the lid off. So we're just going to work out what we're going to do with these. We've got some snow, some trees. Okay. So we can stack those. This one here, you can get what I did before. I don't know if I did this on a live or not, but this one, it stamps exactly as it is. So I've stamped this in Mossy Meadow. So I've just carried on along that trim along there to give different size trees. So you could have a shorter one coming out from the bottom of it, like so. And then you could have your little penguin just standing there, or you can have one either side of him. Just play with it and just use up pieces that you've already got. Okay, but then what I'd like to do on these, if I take some of my scraps from my box here, I know you've seen me do snowbanks, but I've got, it's a bit over full today because it's had a lot added to it, but let me just try and, off camera, I'll just try and use some of these. It's only a small little card. So when I did the snowbanks before, can you remember I tore towards me? So this is, if you see my thumb, I've got Blackberry Bliss ink on there from the presentation the other day. I dropped the ink pad and my thumb landed in it and it's gone in the crease of where my nail varnish is cracked. So it's still in there. I need to soak off the nail varnish. So there we go. So I've torn that, that's going in the bin. And then this bit is a lovely soft, fluffy, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, I'll try and get the camera to focus on that. It's got a soft fluffy edge along there, so that's going to come along the front there. Okay, and we can actually have it as a snowdrift, so we can actually have that coming down. Okay, so if I just tear the corner off like so, it's not going to go the whole length of our card, it's going to come down like so, just sort of tearing down, and you can build up your snowbanks however you like. Okay, so we need to just be aware of that when we put our trees and things like that in. Now what I'd probably suggest for a tag, I wouldn't generally put dimensionals on there. So what I am going to do is put adhesive along the sides, just along that side and along the bottom. Okay, and a little bit up just on the ends. Because what we're going to do is leave the top open and then we can slide the other pieces in. So we'll pop that one into the corner and along there. Okay, and then this tree can come behind there if we want. But I'm going to place the penguin first. I think penguin's going to be front and centre, and the trees might be just tucked in along there. Okay, so they can come on here. If you wanted to put dimensional on just on the trees, maybe just a little bit, feel free. You put one on there and one on the bottom. I say you don't need too much care and attention with these. People tend to keep cards, but not necessarily tags, I think. Just the tucked in there. He's going to be front and centre, like so, and then this little one can come down the end. So a nice quick little tag. He can go flat. And he can just tuck in there like so. And he can be, should we do him flat? No, we'll put some bit pads on him. One of those, top and bottom. And there we go. Now, as for the twine, you can use whatever twine you like on your tags. I'd rather have him over one side than the other. I'm going to leave him there. So that cute little tag, very, very quick, has made a quick little card. Now I've got a hole punch. You can use a standard office punch, but these were Stampin' Up many moons ago. This is quite a large hole on that one actually, but it's a good one for just punching a hole in the back here. Now in the past we've had all sorts of hole punchers, handheld punchers like this, even the Crocodile. So that is a large hole on there, but that's fine, because what we're going to just do is grab some cord. Take that off. Now I've got a little assortment in here, but what I tend to use for neutrals is the linen thread. So this is our linen thread. We've also got the essentials pack. You've seen me use those before. And we've got white in there, so I might actually pull that white out. I think I've got one open. I'll use this one. The white will go nicely with the white card. And you might think these ones in here, these are the neutral colours. This one isn't, it's not quite the same as the linen thread. Linen thread is much finer. These are baker's twine. So they are different. Absolutely, Shaz, yes. Loads you can do with it. And I didn't get the dies with this set. There are dies. I'm just going to cut a piece length off there like so. So how I do my tags, I fold it in half, poke it through from the front to back, and then bring the loop, put the tails through the loop. That way you get a nice edge on the front of your tag. On the back it just seems to be a bit leggy, it's just wide apart there, so I'm just going to pull that on there, and there is our first tag done. Okay, nice and quick. We've got some more pieces on here, so I'm not going to repeat them, but that's the sort of thing you can do on that one as well. This one we're going to use Season's Greetings. I want that one to be proud, so I'm going to put some little pads on that one. Got all little squitty bits here, sorry. So this is going to come along the back. This is why when I heat emboss things, I tend to do some extras, because I just leave them in the box, and if you need something quickly, then just there and ready, aren't they? So there we go. I've shown you the snowbank, so you could have a little cluster of trees like so. We could do the penguin the other side. If I pop him standing on the ground, he can be flat. A little bit Tombow, so he can be standing there. And then these, just arrange how you wish. So one flat and one raised perhaps. Really nice and quick. They don't need to take a lot of time, but you can see by cutting one sheet of card, you've got the basis there quite quickly. There we go. Oops, take that one off. I want one down the bottom, so take that one there. Overlap slightly. There we go, we've got another little one there. So very, very quickly, we can punch the hole through there. Handheld punches were very good, but an office punch, if you've got a hole punch, that would do exactly the same thing. Cut a piece off, pins together, tuck it through from there. How many people get to Christmas Eve or whenever you're wrapping your presents and think, oh, I forgot to do the tags? That's a common mistake, that one. People find later on that they suddenly need some. I've done it myself, so I know, been there, got the t-shirt. So that's that for the minute. We've got snowman on there as well we can use, so we can use that on another one. Like I said, I didn't get the dies, so if I just grab a bigger block, take those off that one. I haven't put away Wednesday's stamps yet, so I'm just taking those off the blocks. There we go. So our little snowman, now we can probably put him in there with a snowbank. So another piece of, just a little tiny scrap of card out from my scrappy bits here. Any deeper than that? That one might be a bit deeper. Perhaps not, but hey, we'll see. That one is. Oh, look, that's going to be good. This one's actually a little scrap of the snowflake embossing folder. I don't know if you can, camera can pick that up. It's got some snowdrops on there, some snowflakes and snowdrops. So that would make a really good snowbank. Okay, nice fluffy edges in the bin, and then that one can go on the back there. Now I'm going to do the same with this. I'm going to rough cut this one. Again, this is just cut from scraps that I've had left over from projects. So turn it over and you can get the size exactly right without measuring. Don't need to measure. So on the back here, I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to, oh, that's a bit much. Go along the bottom and up the sides. So we leave the top edge empty. It's only a small little area. Oops, there we go. There we go. Make sure that's nice and level on the bottom. And just stick that down. All the edges are covered in there. Okay, and then we can put our snowman, so he's sitting kind of just like so. There's some ink on that one. And I've got a black ink pad that's been packed for tomorrow, I know. So just a sec. Maybe not. Where's my blacks? Here. in the other box for tomorrow. So this is my Memento ink pad, just the black tuxedo black, and just for an outline. Then if you wanted to, you can go ahead and just do add a little bit of colour on there. Just remember when you do a little bit of colour with this one that we are putting it directly onto the card. So if you use Stampin' Blends, it will bleed through and it'll come through onto the inside. So you need to use the Stampin' Write markers or our ink pads. If you wanted a little hue of blue, you could squeeze the ink pad and pick up the ink from here. This is needing a harder squeeze there. There's a little bit of the blue ink in there. So if I've got a water brush handy, I have a wink of Stella there. There we go, we've got a wink of Stella. So if I grab a piece of the kitchen roll, and we want just a little hue of the blue just around the edges, and this is probably going to have a little bit of sparkle in here. So squeeze to get the liquid down there, squeeze it off the camera. I think it's damp, I can hear it's the air, so it's not got a lot of water in there. Just pick up some ink and then just do a little bit of hue around the edges there, just to give him a little bit of a glow, to show that there's kind of a watery surface. Just very gently. So he's not plain white. Can't have just plain white snowman, can you? And then round the circle of his little head. I don't know how much of this you'll be able to see. I can see that there's definitely some sparkle coming out, but again, that probably won't show up on your screen. Okay, then if you wanted to choose other colours and colour in his buttons and things like that, then you can do that as well. Oops. So there's just a little bit of shadow around that. I'm going to try and get that to the camera. Is it showing up? Just a tiny bit. Probably the lights are too bright in here. He's just got a little halo around him in the blue. And I think we could go back to the Let It Snow one again. Pop that down here. Another smaller one. Yeah, that's the best one up there. This is very brave, going straight onto a card. You're going to notice where you can actually position it, not over his hands, but just in a wider part of the card. The card is straight onto my mat, so I can try and keep that greeting nice and straight in there. There we go, Let It Snow. We've got another one. And then there is, in here, just trying to use different stamps for you, there is some snowflakes in here, some little tiny snowflakes. So you can use those ones as well. One's there and one's there. There's just the two, I think. So I think I'm going to go with just the tiny one, that little one there. I've got a bigger block, but that'll be all right. And then just put some other little snowflakes in the sky. Oh, this is looking cute. See how wing-its do work sometimes. Oh, it's gorgeous. Now I'm going to try and bring that up to the screen again. See if you can see that. I think I might have just smudged me snow. Can you see that one? They've just got some little tiny dainty ones in the background. So I've used balmy blue on that one. And then the azure blue is the blue coming through the middle there. Okay, and he has got a little bit of sparkle, but you probably won't pick that up on the camera. I'm just going to damp that off because there's a little bit of sticky has got on there somewhere. There we go, so that's that one. So we've actually got two, yes, we've got three on the go there. So I've got another couple of these. I'll clean that one later. Pop the Wink of Stella away. I think they're fairly tidy on the screen. Lovely set. There is so much you can create with it, absolutely. Yeah, it's good. So these two here, what should we do? Should we have a little house on here? I feel we need a house. I'm not sure that I've got the right colours on the table for it though. What colour house should we have? We could do a black one, couldn't we? Or wild wheat. Wild wheat is the nearest I've got. Let's see what this looks like. I'll do this onto a scrap of card. Where's the stamps gone? I'm just going to shove you on there. Sit there, don't get lost. So I'm not sure what this is going to look like. So I'm going to put this onto a scrap. Oh, that's got a splodge in the middle. We don't want that. It's a very juicy ink pad, that. So just going to take this one and clean that. Need to be gentler with the getting the ink out of the doorway. Okay. Turn that over just to see how it's going to look. That's much better. There we go. So that's a good one. That will do for the doorway, won't it? And then he's 3D as well. Oh, how are we doing for time? We're doing good. Sandra, where did you put the glasses? There we go. Fussy cut, can't fussy cut without glasses on. So I'm going to just leave a tiny little board around here. And I just, you know my fussy cutting. Pivot with your left hand or whichever hand you're not cutting with. Let the heel of the scissors do the work. Hope I'm still in camera. Yeah, just in the corner. And come up here. Turn that corner. Up the other side. Down, and I like to round the corners off. Just take that sharp point off there. There we go, in the bin. And there's one for our little house. And then maybe one of those trees I scooted off to the side. They've gone somewhere. Gone for a walk in the forest. Okay. You know me, why I've got so many of these already stamped, don't you? So and cut out. I have a little bag of the cut ones and non-cut ones, and I take them in my handbag with a pair of snips. And if I'm sitting anywhere and with time to kill, then that's what I do. Okay, so I think he could sit in the forest like that. Then a nice little greeting coming over the top in black, I think, on this one. So tweezers. Stick him down. Leave him out. He's going to be on pads. Yucky back because I stamped him first and stamped him for a second time. They've got the backs removed ready. I'll stick him on there. And then these two. Quite a lot of my ink pads are very juicy. Yeah, absolutely. Because they're newish colours. They yeah, when they've not been used so much, they do show how just how much ink there is in them. I've been to the Knab manufacturing plant when we went to Vegas last year? I think it was. Yeah, a year ago. And we did a road trip. My friend Stephanie organised for us to go along. She hired a couple of minibuses, and her and her partner drove, and we went to visit the Knab centre, the manufacturing plant, which was really good. So we saw the ink pads being filled. So what am I going to do on this one? There's some little dots on this one. I'm just highlighting this set a little bit more because there is some dottage in there. Really tiny. Okay, for now I'm just going to leave this snowflake in there because it needs to be cleaned. So I've just put that over that side. Good practice to get into. And this is some dottage. So my balmy blue. So I'm going to put some little snowdrops in there in the sky this time. Just trying to show you different techniques, different things you can do with it. Okay, just little speckles. There we go. Oh, it's a stiff ink pad. There we go. So that's that one, and that's nice little just some dots in the sky there. Yes. What else have I got? Not much small actually. I used this one today. I was helping a lady with some sentiments. So I know this one's sitting here. If this is, yep, that's going to look nice. Remove the snowman. Put you in there to clean. And then we'll take this one. So this is a lovely greeting from the Trucking Along set that I've also got out here. This one here, it's got a punch with it. So this truck, you can use the punch, and it's a bundle, so you can buy those together. The wishing you a festive Christmas, really nice words. And the lady today who needed some sentiments for her card, bless her, she was 94 years old and she couldn't get anywhere to get some sentiments, and so she rang me and I offered to help. So I just sat with her for a couple of hours and we made some lovely tags for her, from sentiments for her. So I'm just going to ink this one up. Because I can't see this one, I'm going to do a test just on here. There we go, which just as well I did because it was upside down. So, but that's going to look nice, and it will sit on there like so. So I'm up the right way. Make this sure that this is flat on your mat and it's nice and straight, left to right and top to bottom, and go for it. Now, with that down there now, the worst case scenario, if you ever do this and you haven't got it straight, you're going to be able to just, there you go, perfect, thumbs up. If that was crooked or not stamped correctly, whatever, you just stamp it on there, make a little tag and stick it over the top on some foam pads and make it look like it was supposed to be like that all along. Okay, so we know the tricks of the trade. So that's another nice little card, isn't it? Okay, so that's another one. One more to go. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're fine. So what else can we do with this set? We could... Let's use this one again in the middle. In fact, because I've stamped it, let's have that one in the middle. And let's just have... Oh, hang on a sec. Put that one to one side. Bring this one back. He's got a top hat in here. Look, just have a look. Look at the stamp set. There's a top hat there. So let's just grab a piece. That's bobbly. Where are we? I'll take this one. I'm going to take the hat. So many little pieces. It's really good. The hat's over here. So I'm going to use the corner of this ink pad, the block, sorry, and the black ink pad. Granny Apple Green is new, very juicy when they're new, absolutely. So I'm going to just stamp this one across the end. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to do it again because second inking, I've not used this one yet, so it might be clearer on a second take. There we go. Cover that up. When they're brand new, it's good to get some of the kind of like the manufacturing dust off them. So there's not much in it, but I'll just leave that. Just fussy cutting around that a little bit. It's got some texture on that as well by the looks of it. The bits in your stamp box that you tend to forget is all these extra little add-ons. Okay, so there he is. There's his little hat. There we go. He wants to be on the side, doesn't he, like so. So do that one. Stick him on a little foam pad so he looks like he's 3D. Now I'm actually going to use the edges here because I think that that's a little... I'm going to make that about there and take that piece off just to try and fill that little gap, and then put it across his head like so. There we go, that makes all the difference. And then we've got the little snowbanks coming down the bottom there. Okay, like that one. Now we'll come back to this one. So we've got this little greeting, so I think that that would work. However, I do have some... I've got blues out, so maybe we'll just leave that one there. I have a little trimmer. Yeah. I'm going to make that the feature, and I'm going to put a layer of... I've got some glitter here I can put behind it. Just chop this down. And if you're using scraps up, you're using oddments, whatever you've got on the table, whatever you've used with a stamp set, you can rustle out some tags pretty quickly at pretty much the same time, there we go, as you do your cards or other projects, whatever you've got. So that could be in a little box there. And I'd like to put that on the back of a piece of glimmer. Now, I had got the glimmers out today. I've got the greens and the red here. So I was thinking about putting, might you just use the snowflakes behind there. What else would you like to see? We've got the holly and the berries on there. That would look rather nice. So let's see if we can find a little scrap of the red so I'm not cutting into a big piece. There we go. Don't know if this is going to be big enough. Oh, that's not going to be big enough. Okay, we'll cut another quick little piece off. Okay. Trimmer. Go. So, oh, it's not going to go in there. Okay, I'll go to the big one. So I just want it to be a tiny little piece that's just going to go around the outside of this. So if we measure what we need, ooh, we want that to be about 3/4 of an inch. Would do that way, 3/4 of an inch by maybe 2.5, 3/4 there by 2.5 there. Hopefully that will just go nicely in the center there. Okay, so that's going to be the star of our show. So because we're sticking onto a glimmery, a bumpy surface here, I'd be inclined to use some tape on here if I got them out. I don't think I did. No, the glue dots might work. The foam pads should work okay actually, because they're soft. They've got like a 3-dimensional to them. They should be able to squidge into the glitter. Yeah, they're very tacky. So make sure you put enough on there, like so. Put them into the bin. So if I place this on the top of the red, even border around it, I just want to take the end off there. And if we squidge them down, if you've got a bone folder and you want to squidge something into your glitter, put your bone folder over the top and make sure you press it down nicely. And that will kind of put the pressure on there and make sure that the glitter will grab hold of that glue dot, the foam pad. And trim that off by hand. There we go, we're ready. That's going to splash into the centre like so. It's a bit of a blue, a bit of a red hue, sorry. So if I wanted to, I could stamp those in green. Let's just do this for you, because it might go over the hour a little bit, but that doesn't matter because we're busy. And put that in the centre, like so. Because it's wet glue, I can squidge that around a little bit, make sure it's straight and even left to right. There we go. That's our sentiment. Now, if you bear with me a little bit, I put these back into the front of the case here to be cleaned. Okay, I'm going to pick up the holly at the top end, and I'm going to pick up the berries at the bottom end. Now, when I put these on here multiple block, I put the green, I'm going to stamp with that one, and then I want to put these down and pick them up the opposite side. So if I got green ink on one and red on the other, it won't matter because I'm doing one on that side and one on that side. So you need a scrap here, and I've got some garden green for the holly. I'll do that twice. And then we'll do some berries in red. Now I'm going to stamp these are in cherry cobbler, and I'm going to stamp these right near the base of those holly there, and right near the base of the holly there. Okay, when I fussy cut these, I'm going to do them together so they're all joined up. So if you can see that one up to the camera, I've stamped them together, and I'm just going to take that around the outside edges. Okay, so there will be some white on here, but that's fine. So we're just going to cut in the heel of the scissors. Obviously, if you've bought the bundle and you've got the dies as well, you would be able to die cut all of these and then make up your images as you wish. Because I don't mind fussy cutting, I've obviously didn't buy, I said this before, I didn't buy the bundle. There's 2 big snow globes on there. If you've, like girls who are saying you like this set and you've got it, have you bought the dies, and do you like the snow globes? There's 2 different styles on there, isn't there? Put something in the comments. Oh, Marilyn, thank you. You can make some when you're here soon. A couple of weeks, I think, aren't you? Make sure I just pop it in the comments in the group chat for that, your group, and that'll just remind me. There we go. So that's my little piece cut out there. So that's going to go on one end of my greeting. So however we want to just angle them down like so. And then quickly do this second one. I'm going to make fussy cutters out of all of you, aren't I? I know I do a lot of it. But the dies would do this for you if you purchase those as well. It is all just